It's a bird. It's a plane. It's a balloon.
It's art time with Mr. Mayberry. Let's get busy.
Welcome to Art Time with Mr. Mayberry. Having giant balloons of cartoon characters has been a long-standing tradition at a certain Thanksgiving Day parade in the United States. I thought it would be fun for us to add a giant balloon to our Cityscape collage that we made last week. So let's get started. It's time to make some art. Okay, for this project we're starting with the overlapping skyscrapers that we made last week. You'll also need a piece of white drawing paper. You need some glue. You need some scissors. And possibly some yarn or thread. Okay, first of all you have to think of either a cartoon character or some kind of a toy or something that would make an interesting balloon. I chose to make a teddy bear. And I just drew it on white construction paper and then colored it in and cut it out. And then you see all these pieces of yarn hanging down. I thought this would be cool. A lot of times in these parades you see the giant balloons and then people are holding onto that balloon with a long rope or a wire. And so that's what this yarn is going to represent. You could also use thread, black thread, or you could even draw the lines if you'd like. And if you don't have any yarn available, or if you just rather draw them, you could do that. Now I could have the balloon so it's standing up like it's kind of walking down through the air. Or a lot of times what you'll see in parades is the balloons are actually look like they're floating above. And so that's the way I'm going to do mine. Like it's laying down, almost hovering over. I've attached the yarn to the back of the character just with tape. And then I'm going to glue it down to the construction paper. And you notice I have, you can make as many as you want or as few as you want. But I've got 4 of them sticking out at areas where I think they might be attached in real life. And then I've done the same thing above on the 4 places there, except I'm going to have it wrap over the front of the character. So now the next thing is to glue this down. So I'm going to take some glue and make dots and thin lines. When you're gluing something down, you need to glue on the back of the object and not on the background. It just works out better that way. If I glued on the background first, this object may not cover it, and also it might make a bigger mess, and you don't want to use too much glue because it's wasteful as well. So there we go. I've got the glue on the back of there, and then I'm going to position it where I want it to be. I want it to kind of be tilted just a little bit, and I want to be able to see some of these buildings behind, so I'm going to make it down just a little bit. All right, now I've got to position my different guide wires here. So I want to put them into position, so I'm going to go ahead and kind of line them out where I want them to be. I'm going to spread them out just like this. Some of them look like they're going to overlap possibly, and that's okay. So let's see there, and I think this middle one ought to go here, and this ought to go here. Now I could just tape them down, but then that tape would be visible. And I've tried to think of a couple different ways we could do this. One is to actually glue them down. It takes a little while for this kind of glue to dry, so you're going to have to let it set aside. And then another idea I had, I'm going to show you that right now, where I'm going to take the scissors and I'm going to make a little cut right at the same angle that this yarn is making, that represents a wire. And then I'm going to put it through that little notch, and then I'll end up taping that on the back. And I'm going to do that with each one of these. So I'll go at the angle that I have it, make a little cut at the bottom of the paper. Just be careful, and then I'm going to insert the yarn in that. In just a minute I will tape it on the back. Okay, another one here. Same thing. Whoop. Now it's going to be really 3D. I'm pulling it out. Got to be careful with that, not to pull the balloon out. But you want this to look like it's tight, but you don't want it to pull it off the page. Okay, there we go. That's that one. We do another one here. Okay, and those will kind of hold all into place in that notch. They'll just kind of stay in place until I get a chance to tape them here on the back. This is pretty well straight up and down. Right there. Let's see this one next. Right here. Yep, hold it up again. Alright, this one I want to go at an angle over here. So make a little notch here. And one last one. I'm going to make it go out way out here at an angle. Alright, like that. Okay, so now those are all in place. I'm going to turn this over on the back and tape them down. Or tape them up, I guess would be a better way to say it. Okay, so I'm just going to lift this up here, put tape on there. Do that with each one of these. Like I said, you could glue them on the front, but there's a better chance that, I mean, this will stay better, I think, than if you did it that way. But you're welcome to try that. Be creative with your balloon. Try to come up with something fun. It can be a cartoon character that you really like, or you can make up your own character. Then the last thing here is to trim off all the pieces, all the extras. Okay, so that's all ready to go. This is our project for today, a parade balloon. If you have more ideas of things we could add to our Cityscape collage, just leave it in the comments below. Thanks for coming to art class, and I'll see you next time.
See you later. Hi, bye.
Oh, maybe it was a bird.